Yo. You get a little bit of that long intro again. You get a minute of us of that music, that beautiful music.
I got a little worried. I was like, wait a minute. I'm still here. Nothing's going on.
No, I was just trying to fix my emblem, my Starfleet emblem. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Geektastic Sci-Fi here on Free X Agents Media at FXA Media on YouTube. You can also watch us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Geektastic Sci-Fi. And if you don't know how to spell that by now, well, good golly, Miss Molly, I don't know what to tell you. But it's at the bottom of the screen if you're watching. So there you go.
And that is a dope hoodie, by the way. I didn't realize that initially. Like that is nice. Hoodie? Yeah, I didn't realize. That's nice.
Nice, man. Thanks. Yeah, I've worn it a few times, but I never put the emblem on. That's the thing that
gotta put the emblem on.
I know.
Next thing you're gonna tell me, you're not putting the little circles around your neck, and then
I don't. Well, because it's not a traditional Starfleet collar. I don't have the space for the pips. Okay. But I do know what you're talking about, and respect to you for knowing that. For all those nerds out there, we're talking Star Trek. We're being geeky. It's a geek podcast.
Because you're technically a janitor right now by their standards.
Calm down.
Like they don't have any. You're like when the Green Lantern Corps, like when you're in training and they remove the emblem because like you're not there yet. That's what
you're calling me a janitor. Listen.
Well, sorry. Okay, no, I'll say trainee.
Actually, you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with being a janitor. Some of those guys make way more money than you think.
Yo, straight up, my friend
union jobs, good money.
My friend
they can provide for their families.
My friend went from janitor to like essentially running a place. So
right, I know people
just a foot in the door.
Yeah. I know people who've started as in like janitorial services and end up becoming managers. One of the guys I know works as a janitor somewhere. Trained to work at Garda, the security place, and because he was familiar with one of the buildings because he had worked there as a janitor, when he got hired at Garda, they sent him back there, and because he knew the place so well, the like he kept getting like resounding like recognition for being so good, and like, you know, no one could really get away with anything because he knew the building so well that if like let's say someone was trying to hide something, like he knew the building, so yeah, like he, you know, as you do, the cleaning staff and those people are always the ones that know things the best. So you couldn't pull one over on him. And then next thing you know, he gets hired by the company for private stuff.
That's how you do it.
So shout outs to the janitors out there. Y'all doing your jobs.
Yeah, I'd rather be called that than a Wesley Crusher.
Always be nice to the janitors.
Facts. And also shout out to the janitors for looking out for us, because when I was in elementary school, I got caught kissing a girl once by the janitor. He just said, just go back to class instead of getting me suspended.
That's like his way of being like propsing you.
Whatever it was, I'm just happy that I didn't get suspended, because I definitely knew I wasn't supposed to be kissing girls in the in the hallways in between classes. During classes.
The girls.
Yeah. What was his name? Bunty? Oh, I can't remember his name, but he was the cleaning guy at my elementary school, and he caught me and a certain Greek goddess kissing, and then and the worst is when he made eye contact with me and he's looking at me and he's just like, like she didn't see him, I saw him, and he just saw me, and I was just like, and then he just went, go to class, and I was just like, okay, and I told her we should just go back.
It's gonna be the punishment's gonna be way worse for you than it is gonna be for her. He's looking out for you.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with Dave. He was looking out for you.
Yeah. He was looking there. And he's like, don't need to be punished for liking a girl and scoring. You know, like you don't gotta be like that.
Dude, you're being young and stupid. Just go back to class. Shout outs to my buddy over at Cult MTL who went to the same elementary school as I did. I'll have to ask him if he remembers his name. But yeah. So we have a whole list, kids. We have a whole list.
So much stuff. Video game awards happen and just a deluge
not happening. Things not
video
happening.
Game awards. Okay, so I didn't think we were going to talk about this, but I feel like we can, because
sorry.
Can we talk about the day before? Has anyone heard about the story about the day before the video game, the MMO?
I haven't heard about. I mean, I've heard about it. I've only heard about the drama. I haven't.
Oh,
That's
just
all I
the
heard
drama.
about.
So
What
for
game?
those of you who don't know, and this is I find fantastic. The day before was kind of playing off of the Last of Us hype. From what I understand, the game had been in development well before the TV show came out, but it was like, let's take advantage of the fact that the hype train is on these zombie type games. And obviously they're also taking into consideration things like Fortnite. So someone at what I think they're called Fnatic, I think is what they're called. Is the name of the production company.
Can't remember the name.
Someone there was just like, zombies, Fortnite. Let's do this. Massive multi-online player. Let's get the game going. We'll do something cool. The original trailers had these really cool things. Everyone was just really excited. Next thing you know, this game comes out December 7th, last week, I think Thursday. Game comes out. People start playing it. No one can get onto the servers. It's buggy as hell. Things don't make sense. The loading screen is like people just falling in space. Everyone's freaking out. 20-something thousand people sign up to play the game. Within 4 days, they lost 90% of their players.
Wow.
90% of their players in 4 days. The company that made the game went belly up.
For sure.
They had to shut down. And I was like,
wait. So they just like it's like the game had a major glitch and you were just not able to essentially do anything?
The game had multiple major glitches. It also had none of so you know how a lot of these trailers have those like real play trailers?
Yeah. You're watching gameplay. You're not watching the animation.
Sorry. Yeah. So they had a gameplay trailer that included a whole bunch of things that actually don't happen. People are just like, none of this stuff is available. I'm playing the game and I can't do any of those things. There's glitches upon glitches. Just everything that they promised in the game didn't seem to come true. So a lot of people got really upset and decided they wanted their money back. Sure. Now, I've been watching a bunch of videos because I wanted to get this game for my partner because my partner was really into The Last of Us. Huge fan of that series. Really liked the gameplay. And I thought, it'd be kind of cool to like look into another game of a similar style. Their birthday was coming up, so I wanted to get them something else. So when I looked into it, I was just like, okay, let me see what's available. So I'm keeping an eye out for this game because the game looks like it's supposed to be coming out around the same time as her birthday. In the end, I decided I'm going to get her. I think I ended up getting her the new Assassin's Creed is what I got her in the end. So I was just like, okay, we're not going to focus on this game. I'm pivoting. This game comes out, and I am so happy I didn't get her this game to play because not a single positive review. Not one. Not one.
What's it called again?
The Day Before.
The developer's name is not fantastic, but fantastic. FNT Astic. The ratings so far: Steam 2 out of 10, IGN 1 out of 10.
Yeah. IGN was saying they're just
what they get the points for.
Is the game turning on?
No, it's like how you're describing it. It's like if it has that many glitches, and when you lie to your if you lie to your audience about key things, it's as if, like, for example, when Batman Arkham Knight came out,
right?
Like, the car could be bad, but if I turned on the video game and there was no Batmobile to drive, automatic 0 because you lied about key aspect to winning the game. And what you're describing to me is like there was a bunch of shit that they promised that didn't go in, and the ones that did go in basically had a glitch for every single thing that went in. So it's like, it doesn't sound.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to exaggerate. Everything I've heard about this game is this is possibly one of the worst game rollouts that has ever happened in the history. And the company that owns the developer is having to make a deal with Steam to try and pay everybody back because supposedly the return policy is 14 days or 2 hours of gameplay. And because things were so bad with the game on the first day, some people went over the 2 hours of gameplay. Because there were so many problems. So it's just like you can't really say I played the game for 2 hours. I couldn't even get into the game properly. Half of that time was spent trying to access the game itself. So a lot of the comments were like, "Yo, no, you got to give us our money back." And then supposedly, Jaws, you can talk to this more than me because I'm not really in that industry, and I know you have been in the past. There's been situations in the past where game developers have pitched an idea and gotten people to really hyped about a game, and then supposedly dipped out with the money once they were supposed to launch because like people
I would say
pre-sale.
I would say probably Kickstarter. You'd probably get it on Kickstarter, but a game wouldn't even come out. It was just people would just take the money and run a lot of sometimes, not a lot of times, sometimes.
Sometimes, you're not saying all the time.
But nothing like this. This is probably very bad.
Yeah, this sounds like like a unionized. If they don't pay, there's going to be a unionized lawsuit against them.
Class action.
Yeah, sorry, that's the. Yeah.
From what I've heard, they've paid off all their debts before they closed off, but not the refunds. So it's like they took the money to pay everybody, all the people that made the game, and whoever else they had to pay out. But now they have to refund everybody.
You guys know how much the game was?
Because of Steam. So we'll see where that goes if it even happens.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know how much the game went for.
Well, because at the end of the day, if you're correct that they paid everyone off, then it's like they're always like, I'm assuming it's an average $60 game, so that means it's probably $70 with your respective taxes or whatever from wherever you're from.
Well, the buy now is gone, so
you can't buy the game anymore. The developers can remove themselves from Twitter and any social media. But like when I mean they paid off their debts, I don't mean they returned the money to the people that bought the game. I'm saying whoever was a part of their development team, they gave them their full whatever severance, whatever other vendors they had to pay back. They did that, but they still have to refund the people their money, basically, because of how Steam works now.
Yeah.
But that's like, because if you're saying it's like, let's say $70 a game, and there's like, you were saying there's over 20,000 subscribers to the game.
That the number I saw when people were posting
subscribers, just people that outright paid.
Yeah, it showed 21,000 something.
Yo, like you owe $1 million and damn, paid everyone. Mind you, though, the ones that would come after them the worst would be their vendors and their employees. So technically, they did good by themselves if they have difficulty raising that money. It's a whole other thing, though. I'm sorry.
So the game was $39 at early release, and then it was supposed to be $49 on full release. So the $39 was the pre-release, and if they did $39 at, from what I saw, remember, once again, I don't know for sure, but it showed 21,000 people in 21,000 listed as users. So I don't know if that was
stop giving these people money, boy. That's what we need to stop doing.
Yeah, they're over $1 million. And
Are you gonna? But you have to think that this was planned.
I just think they chip away at it.
That's what I was saying. Like and Jaws was commenting. People have done stuff like this with Kickstarter. The comments that most people were having was this set up? Were they planning to do this? This has happened before. How do you avoid this? A lot of the gameplay, like Merc was telling me, like was saying earlier, gameplay video type stuff. A lot of that was incorrect. So you wonder, was this just a quick get rich scheme? And then
that's an expensive get rich scheme, boy.
Yeah, because
it's called backfire.
But they came out with something. The fact that they actually came out a game and the game was trash. And then they're like, take it all down.
They're probably like, let's get to like bronze stage or like gold or something, and then just cancel it. And then they're like, no, we actually have something here. Like some guy who's actually doing his job.
Because look at No Man's Sky. That game came out. People were so mad at it, but that I forgot.
They're lucky they got a chance though.
They kept at it, and it's one of the best games now.
I was gonna say, because No Man's Sky was that one of those space exploration type ones?
You're supposed to go to different planets and find all kinds of different species, and then you'd have to like read up on the species, and they're supposed to be like fighting and people would be attacking you, and then you load up the game and there was like nothing.
And then what's the other one that's really popular? Starfield is the other one, right? That's on Xbox. Yeah, because I was just
No Man's Sky is still better than Starfield.
Oh, is
No Man's Sky still better than Cyberpunk?
Oh wow!
No, Cyberpunk got really good.
Oh really?
They came out with their DLC. Yeah, they came out. They patched everything. It's a lot better. And then they came out with their DLC with Idris Elba, and it's like through the roof. Like everyone's loving it.
I have heard a lot of people talking.
They recovered very well.
Yeah, because I was at GameStop this weekend and checking out just randomly. I got a copy of Infamous Second Son because they had it for like $10.
I remember that game.
And I was just like, okay, why not? And then Homeboy was telling me, because I was asking, I was like, is Cyberpunk 2077 any good? Because I know it was bricking PS4s like crazy. And he was like, nah, it's good now. They did a whole bunch of stuff to fix it, but you pretty much should only play it on a PS5. That was the problem.
PS5, PC, Xbox Series X?
Yeah.
X is the best one? I forgot which one is the better one.
Who knows?
They're all trash.
That's it. Ultimately, that was the thing, right? Like the PS4 just wasn't strong enough. And it's funny because when I played what was the Watchdog, the first Watchdog on PS3.
Oh god, that game.
That one used to
boy.
That one used to jam up my PS3, but then when I played it on the PS4, it worked perfectly fine. And I was just like, oh, okay, this is what happens. Like, you guys start designing these games for the next gen console, and the last gen just can't handle it. It's not.
I worked for those goof troops when they did that thing at E3, RIP E3.
Talk about that too.
When them goof troops came out with that trailer, people were like, oh, like gunshots. And then the game came out, they're like, oh, gunshots.
What? No, they're putting away their gun. Like,
why can't my character put his gun away?
White flag waving. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that game was such a pump fake. My goodness. Wow.
But it's funny because I like Watchdog. Like
Watch Dogs 2 is much better, but I liked Watch Dogs.
Of course. Yeah. Watch Dogs 2 and at what's the last one?
Legion.
I didn't even get there, but yeah.
Legion. I love Legion. Legion is a lot of fun. The whole idea of recruiting an army that you can then switch between to do missions.
You should have been doing that from jump in a game called Watch Dogs, where you're like basically
that's true.
You know what I mean? You should have been doing that from jump, but
that's the thing. So Watch Dog Legion, I enjoyed it. Watch Dog, the second one, I don't remember what the second one was called.
I think it was just Watch Dogs 2.
Just Watch Dogs?
Yeah, that one was great.
Watch Dog Ear.
Watch Dog Ear. That's funny.
But Watch Dog 1, I do know a lot of people felt away, and I'm not sure why, because I really liked it. And
here's what it was. They dropped they dropped the trailer to compete with Grand Theft Auto because everyone was afraid that Grand Theft Auto was coming, so they were rushing for Grand Theft Auto. And then they came out way after Grand Theft Auto and still sucked.
Yeah.
They pushed their thing so back that you could have felt it in your abdominal. They pushed their shit so back and it still sucked.
That's the thing. If you were hoping to play a Grand Theft Auto style game, this game, Watchdog, was not that. You're not a criminal. You're well, technically you're a criminal, but you're not like a gang member, or you're not gun for hire, or you're not some errand boy for the mob. You're a dude who's actually trying to take advantage of his hacking skills to kind of undo the mob, because that's the thing. You're taking care of the mob in Chicago. Like, you're trying to make it so that they don't, and you're like attacking
Didn't he create the system?
Yes, he created the system, and then he wanted to shut it down.
Yeah,
because the whole story. In the
trailer,
he was hacking people's phones and making them do all the craziness. And then in the game, all you could do is hack lights.
No, what are you talking about? You could hack every car. You could hack lights. You could hack bank machines. You could hack people's bank accounts. You could hack anything. That was
didn't feel right though. Like, the presentation of it was like,
right, yes,
but
that's fair.
Over here in GTA 5, this bike revs faster and more realistic than that phone does hacking.
Right.
I mean,
that's fair. That's fair. But for me, it was fun because I love being a sandbox serial killer, but if you're going to give me a situation where I can do that without having to actually murk everyone that way, like I could be stealthy about it, hack this person, drive, like I could control a car from the phone to have the car ram into somebody and just walk away. Perfect. Because I don't have to be in the car. People don't know that I'm the one that just killed those two people. It was fantastic.
I remember tweeting about you and getting the most reactions ever on Twitter from tweeting about you. Because because I mentioned, I was like, if you have a friend that just runs around and thinks it's A-OK normal to be going up in GTA and just murdering people, watch out for that person. and I'm telling you, like rappers who I don't even pay attention to are just like, yeah, facts. Yup. Like 300 likes I got on Twitter because I was talking about Brian.
Proud of it.
And I think I was just at your house. What were we playing? We were playing, it was Poor Man's Grand Theft Auto. What was it? Hold on.
Ballad of Gay
Saints Row.
Saints Row. Thank you.
Oh, Saints Row. Wow,
yeah, man. It was Saints Row the third or something, and Man's was.
Oh, the third. I like the third. I like all of them because they just go balls to the wall. Like, why do we have to be serious?
Then they got superpowers.
Yeah, that's it. So that's the thing. When you give me a video game where I can essentially turn into Superman, and I can fly, run up the walls, I can like superhero land and cause all the cars to shake. I can zoom through people, zoom through cars. Guys, you have to know I'm gonna just be a psychopath. I'm not gonna be Superman in that world. I'm gonna be
madman.
I'm gonna be the most evil version. You're
the Red Sun one or whatever
he helped create the Boys. It was a bunch of guys like him that gave whoever made the Boys the idea for the Boys.
Yeah. Homelander. I'm essentially playing as Homelander. I'm a sick. If you give me that game, I'm a sick right there.
I'm never giving you powers, huh? Ever.
Never. No.
Never giving you powers, bro.
Listen, 110%. I'm telling you right now. Mark the time. 22 minutes into this episode, I'm telling you, if I have superpowers, the world is not safe.
Burning. Oh
Facts.
My gosh. Gosh. If aliens come and it's like Zordon comes to me, it's like Akil, you can give 4 people, just not Brian. Don't you be giving them powers to no Brian.
I would go full Killmonger.
I checked out Wendell. He's cool. Dave's all right. You know, Wizzy, he might get a little off. That Brian, though, don't give him no powers.
And that's the thing. Because out of all the people you're describing, I am one of the most calm ones and most collected.
Yeah, you're my tactician, but you're also Beast when he went evil. You're straight up evil Beast.
I'm evil
currently Beast. Is evil Beast based off of what
evil
Beast.
What
he's saying.
Big fact.
100%. Uatu comes to me and it's like, I'm ashamed of you. And I'm like, damn right, bitch. I'm gonna make it even worse.
You're not even gonna be Strife? Evil Cable?
Nah, man, he's gonna go Beast, man.
You're smart, but I'm smarter. I'm smart, but you're smart, but I'm
Brian.
smarter. You're smart, but I'm smarter.
Beast is the only person
people like Brian. It's gonna hurt their feelings when he gets
exactly.
evil.
People love Beast, and then they're like, "Wait, what do you mean Beast is evil?" Yeah, that's evil.
Yeah, 100%. I would feel no shame.
Like out of Captain Planet powers, I'd have to give you heart.
Yeah.
Don't give useless one.
Don't give me fire. I'll tell you right now.
Fire.
If you give me water, my
no,
I'm drowning my enemies immediately.
You drown me by mistake. I'd be next to you.
No.
Brian, that's a big wave. I can't swim. Brian.
Quit playing.
Legion is like Brian is Magneto, 100%.
Not even Magneto. The man's Apocalypse. Magneto can actually kind of sway back and forth. Apocalypse took him like 25 years before he was like, yeah, I guess I'll be good.
Yo, I remember I had a conversation with someone. I've had conversations with my friends where we talk about Thanos, and they're just like, Brian, how do you feel about Thanos? I'm just like, I agree with the Thanos who is just like, I didn't go far enough the first time. I should have got rid of all y'all, not just half.
He won the first time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I
love that. I guess Brian's saying Thanos is done. He could have been like, I don't like these people. Snap.
Yeah. When he comes
I don't like these people. Snap. Instead of like being, I'm gonna get rid of half.
No. Yeah. See,
he should have been like half and the people I don't like.
Not even. If I was Thanos,
people I don't like, then a half.
If I had the gauntlet and I'm Thanos and I have the option to do half the universe, I'm like, maybe I just do everything. Maybe we just get rid of everybody one shot. It'd be way easier. It's cleaner. You don't have to worry about
everyone's evil, Brian.
No. Listen, Brian's gonna do the old school Dragon Ball thing. He's gonna send us all on a wild journey. Dave, you, me, Wendell. We're all flying on a ship. We're doing all the dangerous stuff. We come back. This nigga's wishing for underwear.
Yeah,
100%. He's gonna oolong that shit. Just
but Oolong had to do it before Emperor Pilaf wished to be the supreme emperor of the world.
Except for instead of underwear, instead of underwear, Brian's just gonna be like, you know what? Dead them all. Restart, Lord. Dead them all.
Hey man, my favorite's Oolong wearing the panties on his head. It's like, yep.
I did that.
My wish panties. I did that. Winning.
Brian, you didn't want to wish for, like fixing global warming? Nope.
Nah. No, that's the thing. When Thanos is just like, and I always remember hearing him talk about, if there was less people, we'd be better with the resources. And then other people being like, no, just double the resources. And I'm like, no, that doesn't work either, because the people in power are just going to take all the resources
and get more greedy, right?
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay. And then I remember thinking, okay, so what if you get rid of the people who have the power and everything balances out so that the corrupt can't? And I'm like, no, because someone else is going to try and fill that void, that vacuum, and try and become the new leaders. This is why socialism didn't work, guys. Communism was a thing they were trying.
Remember, kids, communism doesn't work because you have something and I have something.
Exactly.
It's where you have nothing, I have nothing. When everyone talks about communism, they always think they're going to be the top, and it's like, nah, man.
Yeah.
We're all on the
bottom.
Communism is.
I remember I learned that,
but it's not even that you have nothing.
Russian guy. I was like,
we should say it this way, because first of all, and I always say this to people when I talk about communism, we have never seen an actual communist structure as it was meant to be implemented. Every version of communism in history that we have seen has been a dictatorship. That's the first thing we should say. First thing you need to realize is you have never actually seen communism. Everything you've seen has been a dictatorship. No version. I'm just reminding y'all. And what Jaws was saying, it's not that you and I don't have it, it's that you and I don't own it. No one's supposed to own it. We should have the access to the resource, but no one's supposed to own it.
That's where you lose. That's where you done goofed. That's the thing. You don't want to own it? Get the hell out of my way.
Exactly. Because someone's going to come along and say, yeah, but I'm the one that did this whole field, so I own this land. It's like, no, this land belongs to the people. You're taking care of it so that everyone can eat. Just
bro,
like,
everybody. Fuck out of here, dog. What are you talking about?
If I'm doing all the work, I own this land now.
If I'm doing all the work, I'm starting to grow tobacco. Fuck all y'all. Y'all are gonna be eating some dirty tomatoes filled with tobacco. Fuck it. I'm spicing all your shit. I don't care.
Never forget, kids, you've never seen actual communism, just dictatorship.
I mean, not even the people that freak out about communism that only lived in the West their whole life.
Right, that's who, yeah.
Goddamn commies.
They don't want you to have anything. It's just like, no, they don't want you to own anything. What do we got, guys?
I couldn't have all this stuff with random communists. They'd be like, listen, sure, no. Why? What do you mean? You don't need 6 pairs of shoes. Yes, I do. Yes. Stop.
You get one pair of shoes from the state. It's got holes in it.
They're fucking brown and steel toe.
Oh no.
You guys want communism? I've seen the roads in Montreal.
Adidas? What the hell is Adidas?
I will say, though, this subject feels almost perfect for the first trailer that I wanted us to talk about, because this one is called Civil War.
Oh, shit.
And I don't know if you guys have seen this trailer.
I saw it, and I was like, I mean,
a good trailer. It's a really good trailer.
This trailer creeps me out a little bit because
too close to real.
Dude, okay, I'm giving
ideas to dumb people.
Thank you.
No.
No, we really do have to understand.
Hold on. There's a comic book. There's a comic book called DMZ, and it's exactly this, but further along.
Right. Demilitarized zone. Yes. And yes, I think didn't they make a show with Rosario Dawson?
Yeah,
DMZ?
they did.
Right.
They did.
So my thing is, when you make a movie like this, and the movie is a commentary on how close you are to this actual situation.
I just want to know why Kirsten Dunst needs to be in this movie.
Come on.
I think her and her husband might have made it.
Where she go again? Let's see this craziness. So this is my thing, and I think I agree with Dave when it's like, I'm a little concerned about giving people ideas, because when at the end of the trailer, Jesse Plemkin's character says, the Latino guy says, "Oh, I'm American," and Jesse Plemons goes, "Yeah, but what kind of American?" It's like, no, what are you talking?
That's not good.
Don't give these people.
What do you mean, what kind of American? Hold on.
I just want to say something, okay?
Let's go.
Yeah.
we are not far enough away from the concept that they've already stormed the Capitol building one time.
Yeah.
We're not earlier this year. That was the start of the new year. 6 days into the new year. Boom.
So, like, maybe it's not a good sign. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And the fucked up thing is, my partner's watching the morning show or whatever.
Right? Yeah.
And legit, it's where it is in its show. And sorry if people are watching, but it's Spoiler at the time where that happens. Because one of the characters who's like a news reporter, they are there and they see their brother as one of the. And they're filming their brother as like they're filming it, and then they're they're like, holy shit.
Okay, this is the part, by the way. We're Americans, and Jesse Clemens goes, "What kind of American?"
No, not run away.
Military.
For anyone who's listening, he says that while holding a machine gun, dressed
the biggest
in
gun,
camouflage,
just so casually.
That's true. We don't even know if he's actual military or not.
I 100% do not believe he's actual military. This is just Americans dressing in camouflage because that's what they like to do.
Yeah.
Yo, why do they have this OG black man from the beginning of time in these movies, man? Like, you always feel bad for him.
I
love him. I love him, but you also
he's from Dune. He's from Dune. He's the men's hat in Dune.
Exactly, but like you see him, you're like, oh man, you're OG and light skin. You've been through some shit. Like,
wasn't he also in Wu-Tang as well?
Probably.
I think so. I think he's someone's uncle or something in Wu-Tang.
Notice how you don't see him in the later part of the trailer.
Oh no!
Get in the car. Get in the car.
Get in the car. Boom. Not one of those.
Okay, Dave. I'll let you finish what you were saying. Sorry.
I was saying, like, in the show, the reporter films the brother and like she submits her film, but like chops it so he's not in it.
Oh,
right?
That's not journalistic integrity.
I already like watched that like literally yesterday, and then Josh sends this today. I'm like, yeah, that 2-minute snip that I saw my girl watching reminded me of all that craziness, and then I see this. I'm like, this is not good. This is you have a bunch of people who are not the most forward thinking, and a lot that have just a bad day and don't react how someone who's having a bad day should in a society sometimes. And it's not smart to give movies like this.
Oh, there are directors who poke the bear, who literally like, let me just throw this out here.
Now, and I think it's important to say it is interesting to have these conversations and to address these issues, right? Like, if you're an American and you live through January 6th, 2021, right? So January 6th, 2021, because that was the start of Biden's administration.
Damn, already.
And the next election in 2024, that person will go into office at the beginning of 2025. So so January 26, 2021, when they were to ratify the decision and put Biden officially as president of the United States, for those of you who have been under a rock, a bunch of people stormed the Capitol in Washington, and then this trailer comes out in 2023, and I'm like, damn it, guys, don't feed the monster.
It's like the wound hasn't even healed, and you're like, let's put some vinegar in there.
And I think what they show at the end of the trailer is that they storm. I think they capture
the president.
No, they capture, I think, the vice president first, and then they capture the president, and he's just grabbing onto the side of the thing, like
him being dragged. Yeah. Great cast though. Nick Offerman as the president was really cool.
Oh wait, Nick Offerman's the president? Nah, he's not going out without a shotgun.
Exactly.
Nick Offerman?
No, he's clean shaven Nick Offerman.
Oh man, no, we need Forrest. I'm a hunter ass Nick Offerman. Fuck that. That guy will kill you with a freaking spoon. Yeah, man.
But you mean Nick Offerman from what was it?
Yep.
Not Parks and Rec, the other show.
Oh shit.
Well, I know he was in The Last of Us.
Nick Offerman from The Last of Us might fuck you up.
Wasn't he pretty hardcore in The Last?
Yes, he was.
He's a prepper in that show.
Yeah.
So, we got. Speaking of, we just mentioned Dune. We have a new trailer for Dune that just came out, and I gotta say, it is. It's
Get Wrecked. Dune Part 2. Get Wrecked.
It's looking spicy. It's looking spicy, folks.
Still haven't seen
You haven't seen the first one?
No.
Really?
Neither of you?
They're gonna remake Dune again by the time Lilandra's
Nah, fam. You got it.
I don't know,
man. The first one, in the opening, they're at the is it Atreides? The
House
Atreides
Atreides,
home world.
Yeah.
And like the emissary of the Emperor comes, and it is the most darkest black man you ever see. And they shoot him, they light him so well.
Yeah,
they light him so well. You watching that in 4K, like this man has the moisturizer game down, no blemishes, no pimples, no mwah.
Yeah, chef's
I've
kiss.
never seen perfect skin on a screen before. I was like, wow, that is amazing. That should be my background 24/7.
It's the type of
a good movie because of skin color.
Well, it's cinematography.
It's a statement.
Yeah, it's a statement. So, and Dave's not wrong to
man.
ask this because Dave hasn't, like, you haven't experienced this. But as Black people, we have spent most of our lives watching Black people be poorly lit and poorly reflected on screen. So, shows like Issa Rae's show recently was one of the shows that had the best cinematography. I would say that Grand Crew that was on NBC was also very good. Black Panther did a good job. These are all shows that had
Get wrecked.
What the fuck is that?
Get wrecked. Those are the sandworms.
Yeah.
Those are the sandworms.
Skinny, you need to see the first one, man. You need to see the first one.
Remember, if you walk without rhythm, it won't attract the worm.
Yeah.
If you walk without rhythm, it won't attract.
How do you walk without rhythm, nigga? I'm black. Everything I do is with rhythm.
Don't walk without rhythm.
Fuck out of here, bro.
Got too much soul. Got too much soul, brother.
Oh my goodness, shit.
That's what the line. That's what the line from what was that Fatboy Slim song again?
Oh, I remember.
Okay, praise
but you
you.
know what I'm talking about?
Praise you.
No, the other one, the one with
right about now. The phone.
No.
Which one?
What was it called? The one with
Look it up while we're talking trailers. But all this to say, in the meantime,
if you guys look cool. I've been watching
this looks
trailer in
crazy.
the background while you guys have been discussing that. It does look cool. I'm not saying it definitely looks better than the original one. I'll give it that much.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
is classic.
the original one. One of the things that's so unfair, and I feel sorry for those people, is you made those when you made them, and you only had the technology you could to make what you made. Same thing with we as fans of Spider-Man owe so much to Marvel being so poorly organized that we only got Spider-Man when we did, because if not, the earlier version that we would have gotten with maybe Tom Cruise as Peter Parker would have been tradash. So there's celebrate.
There's actually test footage of before there was a guy trying to get it, and I think it was before James Cameron, and he's doing and it's like a live action thing of a guy just literally swinging on a corner of a building like on a rope. I remember watching that on Anti-Gravity Kid way back in the day when they're and it was like test footage and this dude just try, you know, I'm a stuntman, I'm gonna do this, and it's like, oh my god, he could have fell off the building and died.
Well, wasn't that one of the major problems with the Broadway play? Like, people got seriously hurt when they made the Spider-Man Broadway, and they had to shut it down because
if you're swinging around, how do you expect to not get hurt?
Well, I mean, they have Peter Pan swing around every day when they do it, and the 3 kids for Peter Pan.
Well, they fly. They got the
harness.
They're not really swinging; they're flying.
Yeah, that's you can move them slowly and shift them slowly. Like I imagine the Spider-Man they're trying to do a certain
swinging motion for sure. I get that. I'm just saying there is a way to do it that didn't result in people falling from the ceiling. That they should have figured out before they went live. That's crazy to me that they hadn't figured that out. We have another trailer, The Underdoggs, this one with Snoop Dogg coming in as a former football player. What's his name?
Snoop ain't paying no football. My God. Let's go.
No, doesn't he do something with Pee Wee football?
I mean, this trailer would lead me to believe he does because it's
I remember he does. He coaches a Pee Wee football team, and there was like a song on one of his albums called "Beat Up on That Pass," which is basically about football.
He coaches his son football team.
Exactly that.
Okay,
he had a whole reality show based on it.
This is just the replacements, no?
Yeah, shut up.
No, I wouldn't say it's the replacements. I would say it's Mighty Ducks, but it's football and Snoop Dogg.
It's all of those, isn't it? It's every single underdog story movie, even down to the fact that the reason Snoop does this is because he gets in trouble in court, because that's Estevez's character in Mighty Ducks, and they
Bombay, Coach Bombay.
Yeah, Coach.
You know what? That's funny. You nailed it on the head. It is the underdog story for football.
Yeah.
Whereas Replacements is baseball, and I believe
and Mighty Ducks is
hockey. Yeah.
I mean, every 10 to 20 years, they got to get intercity black kids into a movie to kind of write off taxes. So yeah, that's kind of this works. No, come on, stop! Like this would be a ton of funny ass jokes for us.
I know.
Like,
it's just funny the way you.
Mike Epps is in it. Is that Mike Epps?
Yep.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. This movie's fire. Like, it's not even going to be that good, but it's fire. Forget it. I'm going to watch it.
Relax, man. The safety's on. Oh, wait. It wasn't. Sorry.
Sorry, bro.
Mr. Robin's like, no, man, I grew up with you.
Yeah, man. They're going to do all sorts of things. Then at the end of the movie, like, the other team's going to be, like, better than them. And then, like, Mike Epps is going to do some sketchy shit to somehow either get them disqualified or, like,
hold
something.
on.
Come on.
Well, you're jumping ahead. You're jumping ahead. And you didn't even see anything.
Exactly. But that's the thing. The formula for this type of movie is so popular that you don't need to watch the film to know what's going to happen.
I'm here for the jokes.
Yeah, that's the only reason. You have George Lopez, Andrew Schultz, Snoop Dogg, Mike Epps, and what's homegirl from the Sonic movies? Sonic the Hedgehog, so cool.
I don't remember her name. Sorry.
And he spent way too much money on his hair. Snoop don't have his hair like that.
Tika Sumter, that's her name. I knew it was Tika, but I couldn't remember her last name. Tika Sumter is I guess she's going to be the love interest, quote unquote. Because you always have, that's the other thing. You have to have a love interest in this story.
Yep, you got to. And like, she's going to be like 10 times hotter than Snoop would have ever been able to pull in real life. Because if you've seen Chef and you see that friggin' Scarlett Johansson is listed as John Favreau's girl in that movie, you're like, get the fuck out of here, John. Stop it.
I made you some pasta.
His ex-wife is a girl from Modern Family.
Oh, Julie?
That's his ex-wife.
Yeah, that's his ex-wife in Chef.
Vergara or the blonde one, Julie?
No, Vergara. The other one.
Vergara.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Chef. That's his ex-wife, and then his current interest, which is a girl he just pulls by cooking her pasta, is Scarlett Johansson. Fuck out of here.
Plain pasta with olive oil. Maybe some truffle on it.
No, Dave. I don't care how nice your rigatoni is, bro. You're not pulling Scarlett Johansson. Stop it.
Facts.
It's
how nice your rigatoni.
Mind you, let's take into consideration Colin Jost somehow managed to land Scarlett Johansson.
Yep, he did.
And he can't even cook.
Man, can't even make me laugh. What do you mean?
Yo, man, you know how he got her? Put her in a commercial for Prime and said her breath stinks in the morning like every other woman.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Damn. Speaking of Prime,
I think it was for Prime or Alexa.
It was from
because it was like it would tell everybody what you're actually thinking.
Right. But
so she's like, "Oh, good morning, honey," and then
they were already
in bed together, and he kind of moves his head. It's like, "Oh, good morning," and he hides his nose, and it's like, "Your husband, I'm gonna buy you some toothpaste because your husband thinks your breath stinks." Or something.
By the way, though, they were already together at that point.
Yeah.
It's more just, I guess, like Skinny was saying, he just made girl laugh and somehow locked it down.
Davidson.
Yeah.
Pete
yeah.
Davidson,
nah, Ski is. I don't know. I don't know,
man. He's pulling. 2, he's really nice with his mom. So he ain't great. And he's up front. He's probably super
ugly man
front.
dick.
Like, look,
he
I got problems. All right.
That's what he has, man. Ugly man dick.
It's
Where
so
you're that ugly, so God's like, you know what? Here's an extra 10 inches.
Oh my god!
There you go. Jesus Christ.
Go gadget dick.
So the next trailer we got, speaking of people that hate each other, is Mr. and Mr. Smith.
Yeah,
this TV show.
Yeah, this one is for Prime. So Prime's all of these trailers that we got recently were all Prime related. MGM, Amazon's bought MGM, so that was the movie also that the Underdogs. So they're doing their thing.
This is the only nigga I do not believe to shoot a gun.
Childish Gambino?
Why is he trying to be action here? Boy,
hey, wait a minute. He was Lando Calrissian, young Lando Calrissian.
I was gonna say. So Phoebe, let's take it 2 seconds. I just wanted to say we saw that the Maya Erskine is the new lead with Glover. We know that unfortunately, homegirl Phoebe Waller-Bridge had ducked out of the project, and that's how Maya ended up with the role.
Oh, she
so.
did.
I mean, I'm just going to pause here for a second to see. These are all the actors in this Mr. and Mrs. Smith series, which is crazy to me that they got all these actors.
He had the girl from Fleabag in this. Damn.
Yeah, she was gonna be the wife in this, and
I this girl. But yeah.
I do.
Alexander Skarsgård has to be the bad guy for
Parker
sure.
Posey,
Yeah.
What's
I
Parker
mean,
Posey?
like they didn't show him in the trailer, and Ron Perlman's in there too.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so, crazy cast. So the for those of you listening, the cast is Paul Dano, Parker Posey, Wagner Moura, John Turturro, Ron Perlman, Michaela Cole, Isaac Gonzalez, Alexander Skarsgård, Sharon Horgan, Sarah Paulson, Donald Glover, and Maya Erskine. So it's the cast is packed for a series. Prime is spending a lot of money on this. I'm going to be honest. I think one of the reasons Prime is doubling down on this so hard is because that other series that they tried to launch that they were hoping was going to be an international series. Citadel, exactly. Jaws knows what's up. Citadel, I really think they're pivoting, and I don't think Citadel is going to be their focus, and they might try and do Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Because I don't know if you guys know, Citadel was supposed to be an international series. They were going to do Citadel in different countries, and it would all be connected, but you didn't have to watch all the shows. And then the first season, 1, went way over budget, and 2, didn't even end up being as many episodes. 3 didn't hit. People didn't end up watching it. So
one thing I'm liking about this new Mr. and Mrs. Smith, it seems like they're both assigned together.
Right.
So instead of them like being two different operatives and they met, they married, they love each other, it's like no, they're assigned together and they're playing a married couple. But it seems like maybe over time they end up getting into each other. But
that's the reason why I wish it was a different name. I wish it was set in that universe, but because it's not the same, it's technically not the same. I find like that reasoning, two people loving each other and just eventually finding out that they both work in the same field.
But
it's the chemistry versus what they're doing.
Quick question though. Did that make any sense when you really think about Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Hey man, yeah, we bucking, but you know what? You don't know what I do for a day job.
But I'm saying like call it Mr. and Mrs. Anderson or something like that. You could have you could have done the same name. Literally Mr. and Mrs.
I think Jaws
any other last name.
I think Jaws is gonna say what I was gonna say. Go ahead, Jaws.
Well, I mean, I was add 2 things. I remember when Mr. and Mrs. Smith came out, there was like so many parodies of it. It was like everybody's music video was always that theme.
Oh god,
when the Smiths actually hosted the BET Awards, that was the spoof them in therapy talking about their stuff. And then that was the other thing that kind of glued everything together for them. Like the opening is them in therapy, having couples therapy. But I think there was something to it at the end where I think they were actually after the person that we're seeing that was helping. I can't remember what that extra thing was, but sorry, go on.
No, but I was gonna say the thing I was gonna say is Smith is a default name.
It's like
John Doe,
a pseudonym.
Yeah, like John Doe, Smith. Those are just names that people use.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying.
An alias. That's it. An alias.
So that's why you're not going to change it to Mr. and Mrs. I mean, you could have changed it to Mr. and Mrs. Doe, but I don't see them doing that either. So,
but you could have done the like Andersons. There's plenty of common whitey names that you could have put.
Right. But the most like an international known one is Smith.
That's
so. And I mean,
it does look good. I'm just saying the only thing, my only gripe is I'm not a fan of the name.
That's fair. That's fair. I get it. I will say I really do like the idea that they're flipping it and that they're working together. And Mr. and Mrs. Smith is a cover, which makes way more sense. Don't get me wrong. I know we all love Brad and Angelina, and they met on that set, and Brad broke.
Break his soul.
Yeah, it led to a lot of bad things down the road. Mind you, some great kids.
No, I mean about them meeting on the set. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
He was with Jennifer Aniston at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That must have been so funny. Like I thought the world was like, oh, he kind of switched up because he thought he could get better. I bet there was a lot of people. I was one of them. Like it's cool you switched and all, but like she seems to be a little too hot and fiery for someone like you. And this is gonna go by well.
I gotta say,
I was right.
When Angelina Jolie was with Billy Bob and they used to carry around vials of their own, like each other's blood around their necks, it was like,
fuck.
Angela, like Brad, no, like you can't handle this. Like I don't know who you think you are, but this is not you can't. You're not good, buddy.
They were doing like unspeakable things on the red carpet, like you know what I mean. Like
she also awkwardly kissed her brother. Anyways, on to more interesting things. So those are the trailers. Go check them out. A bunch of cool stuff. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, February 2nd. Underdogs is coming to a screen near you soon. Dune Part 2 is going to be out in March. And Civil War, I don't know when that. I think it says coming soon. God, that's going to be a crazy one. That's going to be a crazy one. Series now. View the right thing, folks. Jaws, I didn't see you put down what you wanted to talk about, but I'm going to start off with. And so this one, and I already spoke to my partner. If my partner runs in here screaming at me, be ready. Be ready. I'm going to be talking about the Doctor Who 60th special. There's 3 of them that came out. The Star Beast, the Wild. Oh, I'm going to double check the names because I'm pretty sure it's called Wild Blue Yonder, but I don't want to say that and then be mistaken. So I'm going to double check because I don't want to get anything wrong because I know Whovians are very aggressive people. If you make mistakes, they will come for you. And the last one was the Giggle. Yes. So those are the 3. So I watched these 3. One of the things that I'm really excited for is that the new Doctor is gay actor and icon from the show Sex Ed. And I know I'm going to mess up homeboy's name. I know his first name.
You know that he was like, yo, if you can say
Gatwa.
Did you hear his quote that he said?
No, what did he say?
He said, if you could pronounce Schwarzenegger and Tovsky with no issues, then you should have no problem saying my name. And it's said phonetically, and he wrote it out phonetically for people to.
I'm just gonna say I can't pronounce the second one you said, so definitely. And I was one of the people who had problems saying Galifianakis at first, so I know I'm not the best with saying names. So I feel
the only reason I know about Tovsky is because that was brought up in X-Men. So remember, all the time Beast was in jail and he was always reading.
Yeah,
he was reading. He was always reading old literature, and he's like, "Oh, I finally get time." Oh, when he got sentenced, that's like the second episode or third episode. He's like, "Oh, I get to catch up on my Tovsky."
True nerd.
I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I could be pronouncing it wrong.
You pronounce it way better than I can because I'm not even going to try to pronounce it.
Pronouncing it wrong with confidence.
Ncuti Gatwa, great actor. He's taken over the role. He's going to be the 15th Doctor. For those of you who don't know, Jodie was the 13th Doctor. David Tennant came back, which is the first time not the first time that an actor who played the Doctor has come back in some way or form, but this was the first time that a regenerated into a former Doctor. So Tennant being the 10th Doctor and now the 14th Doctor canonically, very interesting. I didn't love it. I wanted it to go straight from Jodie to Ncuti. I would have preferred. I don't mind these specials. The specials are great, actually. I do believe that for the fans of this new Who, as some people call it, or this new generation, that there were some threads that were left that it was really great of them to take the time to figure out how to tie those loose threads up and kind of put things back together and give us a nice kind of bow on top of the gift that was Tennant's tenure as the Doctor. My only thing with it is, and spoilers, I'm going to say now, spoilers. I almost want to put it up on the screen, but I'm not going to do a whole thing. The fact that the Doctor, and in every other regeneration, when the Doctor regenerates, the new Doctor is disoriented and kind of lost and confused. Usually the last scene of the episode is the Doctor like sticking his hands out, putting his head up and regenerating. And then it shows you the new Doctor for a split second. And then it just ends the episode and it tells you the Doctor will return. And it's usually a Christmas special and so on and so forth. This was the first time that the Doctor regenerates, not in a traumatic kind of lost and confused situation. But what they did was instead of a regeneration where the Doctor changes into somebody, you got a bi-generation, which was the Doctor splits into 2. And David Tennant still exists as the Doctor, while Ncuti is also the Doctor. And then Ncuti was nice enough to gift Tennant, or I guess technically, actually, yeah, I would say gift Tennant, but technically he took the second one. Gift Tennant a TARDIS because he figures out how to split the TARDIS and create 2 TARDISes. And he gives Tennant 1 TARDIS and he keeps the other one. And he goes off into space to do his adventures as he should. And Tennant is now on Earth living with a family that, if you're a fan, you'll see, and it's very great. And is now just living his life, I guess, technically in retirement. I'll just say this. The reason it bothered me so much, and I thought about it a lot, because I even told my partner today, I was like, I think I'm going to talk about this because I thought about it so much and it's been bothering me. And it's funny because, Dave, we talked about this the other day when we talked about the American Association of Magical Negroes. The trope of the magical Negro helping the white characters figure out their stuff is so predominant in our society that when I saw Ncuti come out as the second Doctor and talk Tennant's character, the first Doctor, or the 10th Doctor, I should say, through like, hey, you need a break. You need a vacation. You have not taken care of yourself. You've been go since, and they start listing all these major events in Doctor Who. And it's just like, you've been go since this. You need a break. I'm going to go. I'm going to take over. I'm going to go do what needs to be done. And you need to just stay and breathe. And I was just like, it felt so much like a magical Negro moment of like, I'm this new black gay Doctor. We are completely changing the formula. It's been men for 13 generations, a woman for 1. And now we went back to a man, and now we're going to a black man, a gay black man. And then we're deciding that we're going to do it this way, where he comes in, and the way he comes in is like a gift to Tennant to be like, all this hard labor you've gone through, I'll take it over, and you sit here on this patio.
Do you think that maybe it's a way to ease people? Because I guess when Jodie came in, it was a big stink and everyone was up in arms and blah 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 blah. So this was just a way to like ease it. Just hey, one of your favorites is back. Hey,
I'll let Dave
retired,
but you
now we got new guy.
I don't mind. It's because I want to make a statement, but I have an important question, I think, before that statement, so I can make sure I'm not making an incorrect statement. Just out of curiosity, for clarity, when you were describing like how they usually change doctors,
right?
So that means, like, example, when in the previous one or one of the previous ones were like you said, they shapeshift, and the girl, like they went from a guy to a girl,
shapeshift,
or whatever you want to call it, offspring or regenerate. That's because one of them dies, right? Like the other one, the one in the past dies.
Yeah. So let's say
this is like the only time one survives, is what you're trying to say.
Right. So between Capaldi, who was the 12th Doctor, and Jodie, who's the 13th, Capaldi does something and is dying. And usually the Doctor's death is like a Shakespearean death. It's this really long, drawn out thing. The Doctor doesn't just like get shot and fall to the ground and regenerates. It's this like long, like the Doctor knows he's dying, or they're dying, I should say now at this point. The Doctor knows they're dying. There's this really long kind of like, almost, usually there's like a whole episode dedicated to the Doctor knowing they've come to their end. They start wrapping things up. Tennant had one of the best ones because Tennant literally just kind of went around like finishing all these things. Matt Smith had an amazing run too, the way it was done. And then Capaldi delivers one of the most beautiful monologues before his death and passes it on to Jodie. And then when they die, the new person shows up in their clothes. And it's usually disoriented.
Here's the thing. I don't want to be like this, but this is what it really sounds like to me. This guy ain't gonna survive like this season. This guy's gonna get killed. This guy, the new Doctor. It sounds like there's gonna be a cop. It's one of two cop outs. Either A, like maybe they have a purpose for this specific character, this version of the Doctor, and they're gonna kill him off, and they're gonna go back to the other one.
Can I give you a caveat though? Yeah. Supposedly, David Tennant will never play the Doctor again on screen.
Like he doesn't want to. Like he confirmed that.
I don't know. I just, from what I understand, they've said, and I'm imagining it's the BBC, and because they're the ones that make the show. My understanding is this was his end. He is done. He's not coming back. Okay. So I do hear what you're saying. I understand that theory, and I did say the same thing to my partner before my partner told me that Tennant wasn't coming back. I said it feels like they're leaving the door open for Tennant to continue playing the Doctor, even though there is another Doctor, because much to what Jaws was saying, there are a bunch of people out there who didn't like when Jodie took over, and then they brought back Tennant, and now they left Tennant alive because it's just like, oh, some of these fans get upset, so let's just give them something so that they can stay happy. And that to me feels unfair to Ncuti, because you're not giving Ncuti a chance to take the mantle on their own. They have to share it with someone. And that's one of the things. I think that's really what bothers me. It really bothers me, the idea that Ncuti would have to share the mantle. Now, if Tennant never comes back, okay, I'm willing to watch Ncuti. I'm sure Ncuti is going to do a fucking fantastic job. I know that actor, if you've watched Sex Ed, you've seen that actor shine on the screen. They are an amazing actor. They know what they're doing. He can really handle it. So I'm looking forward to what he does with the role, because I really think he's going to do a great job with it. One of the other things is, through all these incarnations since Christopher Eccleston, from Christopher Eccleston all the way until Jodie, the Doctor has been in a bad emotional state. And Ncuti is the first one that feels emotionally balanced and understands the trauma that they went to, and is, saying, okay, we need to heal, and I'm going to be moving forward. So I think that's also super interesting as a way they can move the story forward.
I feel, again, it's just hey, everybody, you need to heal. We still moving on with adventures. If you want to come with me on my adventure, then cool. If you want to duck out, that's cool too. But we still got an institution to maintain.
That's what bothers me. It bothers me, the idea that people can be like, all right, so I watched all the way until the 10th Doctor regenerated as the 14th, and I'm done with the show. And that this is the perfect happy ending where the Doctor ends up with his best friend on Earth and tie it with a bow and ignore the rest. And that bothers me. Thank you, Jaws. You really said it. That's exactly what it is. I hate that feeling that it's just like.
And again, if that's how you feel, I don't think you were ever a fan to begin with, to be very honest.
Facts. Agreed.
That's just very weird and odd. That this person can change into any person ever at all. He's an alien. Doesn't always have to be the same looking type of people all the time.
100%. He doesn't need to be person.
Chances are infinite.
You're saying everything that the fan base, or at least the real fan base, has been trying to say. And even a lot of the doctors have been trying to say, like, if you don't understand why Jodie was a good Doctor or why Ncuti's a good Doctor, then you're not really a fan. It's the same way that we say to Star Wars fans. It's just like when they get mad at Rey and all these other characters, it's just like, okay, whether or not those movies weren't great, you can't be mad at the casting of a character. That's insane.
It's very interesting that people are mad at humanoid looking characters and not mad at people in costumes or CGI characters. I mean, except Jar Jar, but in general, other CGI looking characters, they don't get mad at all. Like, it's just, that's interesting. That's fascinating. That's
well said. Yeah.
Silly is what it is.
It's I look forward. The next episode's coming out on Christmas. There's always a Christmas special for Doctor Who, I think, except for 1 year where they did it on New Year's. But I'm looking forward to what Ncuti Gatwa does with the character. I think he's going to be great. And to all the previous Doctors, I don't think I've ever seen a bad Doctor. I know some people didn't love Capaldi's Doctor as much. I really did. So I'm just really excited for the next phase of the Who universe. And also, now that they got Disney money, it's just scary because those sets are wild. Like they really, you can tell if you watch a season, a series 1 with Eccleston episode, and then you watch these new ones, you're just like, poor Eccleston. They had that man.
Well, I think when he was doing it, he was the one that brought it back, right? He was the one that brought it back.
Yeah, and there was no money.
Yeah. I mean, but Doc, that's the whole point. That's the whole thing of Doctor. Look at the dialects.
Agreed.
That's the original. There a trash can and a plunger, basically.
A plunger. Yeah. There's an episode of the like old Doctor Who where it's just like a soundstage, a curtain, the blue box, and that's it. People just walking around. It looks like you're watching a stage show. It was great.
Yeah.
So, I just want to honorable mention to The Lazarus Project season 2 is out. It's now airing in North America. It already aired in the UK. I watched the full series already. Good luck if you're watching it this season. Good luck, because I'll tell you when I'll talk about the finale when it airs here. But I have comments. I have comments.
That doesn't sound like big comments.
Yeah, well, I won't say it now. But but what I didn't have comments for, and I'm shocked I didn't have comments for, Merry Little Batman, Dave.
That.
Do you want
to? Do you want me to lead? You want me?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, so I'll say what the plot is just quickly, and then give my quick opinion. So it's you see Damian Wayne. He's all kind of just pretending to be his dad for like a good chunk of the first part of the movie, as he's just like having playtime because he realizes that I am Damian Wayne. I will become Batman. Blah 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 blah. But you find out in this universe, Batman, like when he found out that instead of like the real way of how how him and Damian meet, it's more he apparently is completely fine in meeting and having the child with Talia and being by her side, and then basically cleaning up Gotham so it has no more crime.
Yeah.
And so he
call Talia hot at one point too?
It's like he's complimenting her. I'm like, this is really far from like the complications of what is their relationship, but like that's cool.
I love when they have to clean up things for kids because they're just like, the original story is kind of, I don't know, dark.
Too much?
So
like your mom and dad are forever fighting and wanting to kill each other, yet at the same time love each other. Anyways, that's a tangent. But so
I mean, that's the story of Bruce Wayne's love life. He fights him and then he bangs him. That's foreplay.
He's like James Bond almost.
Oh my god. So in this one, in this universe, there's no crime. So while one of the times that he's playing, Damian's playing as his dad, he's just like, well, that's never gonna happen because and he explains why he saved crime for Damian.
Yeah. And
then like the first time in the longest time, the Justice League calls Batman away, and while he's away, a crime start happening in Gotham, and it somehow all gets related to the fact that for Damian's early Christmas present, he got a utility belt.
Yeah.
With nothing in it of usefulness, but that's a whole other conversation. And spoiler alert, you end up finding out that there wasn't really a mission for Batman. It's a setup from various of his villains, like kind of a la Adam West 66 Batman movie where you just have all the villains kind of grouping together. And then Damian's ultimately against them all. Terror ensues, go on and go on, so forth. I'll say this. I didn't think the what would you call it? I guess Ren and Stimpy style of drawing, like not the detailed part, but like how they usually are walking. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy that, but I thought the animation for this show was perfect, or this movie, I should say. And to be honest, I don't know about you, but I was like, I'm not mad at it. There's so much that has changed, but you change them all. Like this is something that I could watch with my kid. We both laugh. He gets to be introduced to like many things of Batman, and there's so many Easter eggs for like we'll call it adult fans.
Yeah.
Like or more deeper fans, if you will.
Or just older fans.
Yeah. And it's like it's good the whole time. And like I didn't even look at the cast until today. I'm like, holy crap! Like there's a lot of like interesting names. Like on top of like Jonas doing a great job as Damian, Luke Wilson doing a good job as Bruce, but like James Cromwell was Alfred. I didn't even hear his voice when that was happening. I didn't know that Brian George was the Penguin. I was like that completely went over my head. I did not catch it. And there was like a few others. I'm like, like that's pretty good. Like it's a pretty good cast. Even
who was Poison Ivy?
I'm gonna try and find it now.
Because Poison Ivy, I remember, was one that I was thinking, I feel like I recognize this voice.
Teresa McLaughlin?
Oh, okay. No, I don't recognize it.
I'm probably butchering her name.
Well, like you said, it's all butchered.
Yeah, I think it's just mainly a voice actress.
Okay.
But nonetheless, I was like, this is like it's one of those things that like my spouse liked it because the funny thing is right before we were watching, she's like, we're watching Batman. Like, I really want to watch something Christmas-like. Yeah. I really don't feel like watching this. Like, I know what your things are like when it's these specific. And I'm like, no, apparently it's about the kid. Trust. And she saw one picture of him, like, because at the beginning of the movie, he doesn't have a suit yet. So it's just him in like a pajama version of Batman.
With like, oh, that's so cute. I'm Batman.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
Yeah. And then, I was like, she at the end, she's like, we could add this to the annual Christmas list if you want. Like, because we always have like movies that we watch every year. She's like, it's getting big, but like, yeah, we're adding this to this. I'm like, sweet. So it is spouse approved, nerd approved.
Yeah.
I would assume kids would really enjoy it. It's quite zany it's zany enough for kids, but not too zany to be irritable to the adult viewer. So I thought it was really good.
The art style definitely looks like a kid's book.
Yeah. Well, what were you saying, Jaws? You were saying Robert Munch last time, right? Kind of that.
Yeah, but I think I got a better one. Okay. So the National Film Board of Canada, or just the National Film Board, there's a old short animated short called The Great Toy Robbery.
Okay.
And I feel like I get a lot of that vibe from it. So it's like a really old short animation, 6 minutes long, by Jeff Hale from 1963, and it's basically regular like instead of robbing a train, these guys rob Santa Claus, and then like this dude that's kind of a gunslinger but more of a cowboy singer kind of dude ends up happening upon them and saving Christmas, but like it's really funny, it's really good. The Great Toy Robbery by Jeff Hale, Canadian animator. Definitely check it out. That's something that was in my rotation when I was a kid, and it has that same fun vibe, simple lines, more storybooky looking kind of art style. Definitely that for sure. That's what it reminded me of heavily.
I felt like I should mention, because Dave came in hot wearing the sweater. So for those of you who are listening, our annual debate over Die Hard. And I thought before we move on from this, because we're talking about a Christmas movie and talking about Christmas movies in rotation, I actually had a really great conversation with someone at work the other day, and we came to an agreement. Now let's see if Dave and I can come to the same page as my buddy Huey and I came to.
I doubt it, but go on.
So you can have a love song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can have a love song in pop, in rap, in rock, in country. And the love song is the theme, but it is not the genre. Is that fair?
Okay.
No, I'm asking you. Like,
that's fair.
You can have a country love song. You can have a pop love song. But that doesn't change the fact that those genres of music are the genre, but the theme of it is that is love.
Okay.
So we can agree?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that Huey and I came to is that Christmas is not a genre of film, it's a theme.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying there's no real Christmas movies, there's just movies that are themed as Christmas?
I would say there are real love songs, but they all have a genre to them. The same way I would say that there are real Christmas movies that are Christmas movies, but that Christmas as a theme is different from Christmas as a plot. Sorry, Jaws, yes.
I was going to say, if you have love songs and the theme is love, which aspect of love would you be talking about in said song? You know what I mean? So if you have a love song, it doesn't necessarily have to be about, oh, I love this person, it's going to be a beautiful and perfect and everything, blah, 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 blah.
Right. It can be
a lot of
hate.
the times, there's tons of love songs.
Yeah.
People think are love songs, but they're not love songs.
Yeah, sometimes they're breakup songs. Sometimes,
or sometimes some people interpret songs as love songs, but they're not love songs. Like Me and Mrs. Jones.
Oh,
You're Beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey Ya.
Yeah.
Is not a love song.
Yeah.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, Reasons. That's not a love song at all. But people think it's a love song, but it's not a love song. It's about two people cheating. But just because the dude's hitting the high notes, you're just like, yeah, it's such a good song. Yeah.
So all that to say that Die Hard is an action movie where it has a Christmas theme. Home Alone, in my opinion, is essentially kind of like a Die Hard. It's like a, Die
Hard with Kid.
You're saying it's a comedy that is based in Christmas.
Right. And that it is a Christmas themed movie, Die Hard themed, but those are not Christmas as a genre. Can we agree to that at least? It's not a genre.
I will say this with my asterisks.
All right, let's hear the asterisks. Because I feel like I'm being pretty fair with this.
It's funny that we have to let you be fair.
But what I'm saying is
since day one. But anyways,
this is my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with your logic.
Yeah.
However, my caveat is, if you're having this debate, whether or not it is a subgenre, whether it's the genre or it's the flavor or the theme, sorry. Yeah. If you fall in my personal view, if you fall in either one of those categories, you're a Christmas movie.
Yeah, well,
it's just like how Nightmare Before Christmas, to me is equal a Halloween film and a Christmas film to a certain degree. But I would always watch it between Christmas and Halloween because that's how I usually transition to Christmas.
Right. Okay. I mean, the caveat you're putting on it is that you accept that it's a theme.
I accept, like, let me put it this way. I accept that I personally find every Christmas movie is a Christmas movie. Like how you're seeing Christmas it as the theme.
Isn't a genre.
Like, let me put it this way. I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying like how I view it.
Sure.
I'm saying this is where we'll never agree. This is why we'll never agree.
Well, no, but I'm just asking you, isn't Christmas isn't a genre film, it's a theme. The same way that love songs aren't a genre of music, they're themes.
Agreed. But for me, it could also be argued that Christmas is the genre, but the theme of what the person is deciding to go through this Christmas tale is action, comedy, blah, blah, blah. So, like, you know what I mean?
That would flip it. And that...
Well, that's why but for me, but again, like I said before, for me, it's like if you fall in either category, there's an argument that it could be reversed. And for me, if you fall into either... hold on. But if you...
We don't give awards for Christmas. We give awards for action, drama, comedy. That's what I'm saying. Those are recognized genres.
Yeah, okay, I agree with you on that. But I'm saying if you end up being Christmas themed,
sure,
it makes you a Christmas movie.
Sure, yes, a theme. Same way that if it's a love theme for a pop song, that makes you a love song, and that I agree to that.
Cool. Right, that to me is even Steven, so I'm good with that.
So
the 4-year battle. Are we done? The 4-year struggle. No, how many years have we been doing this? We literally argued this the first time I was a regular on the show.
We argued this at Skinny's engagement party while we were sitting before Skinny walked in with Danielle. We started. There are 2 kids now in that household from the love that they have, and we were arguing this at the engagement. Wow. That's how long this has been ongoing. But we have come to a compromise that everyone feels comfortable with.
For me, it's just I have a rotation of movies and shorts that I watch around Christmas time. It makes me feel in the mood, makes me feel Christmassy. Some of those movies are not Christmas movies. I'll flat out say that, but it just so happens I watch them around Christmas time, and it just flew in. It just slipped into the rotation.
Is the Sound of Music? That's how it was. Because I never understood why that was always played at Christmas.
Which one?
I never understood
the Sound of Music.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I think just because people are home.
Yeah,
people are home.
Yeah, you're right.
Like I know my mom. That's one of her. That's her favorite. That's one of her favorite movies. That's a favorite movie. She remembers watching that as a kid, going to the theater, or
cool.
maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit older or so. But that's her jam. That's on TV. You shut up. You shut your mouth. I'm shutting it down. Oh, you calling me right now? Shut up. The Sound of Music's on. Change the channel. Bow.
I like the idea that your mom's picking up the phone. No one's calling, and she's just like, "Shut up, click." You shut up. Someone's outside
walking on channel 5. Move.
She's goes up to the window. Shut up. Closes the window. Sits back down. Great.
But just because we're talking about that, I'll quick little shout out. I just saw Klaus for the first time. You should, if you have, it's a kind of looks 2D ish, but kind of it's one of those animations that like it's 3D, but it's like
Netflix. Yes, that's the one with the guy that's delivering the mail.
It's basically it's a different take off of how Santa is created, and it's started by a postman who's like a juvenile delinquent a little bit and is forced to go work in a very isolated area.
Okay.
And then like it just leads to
the lore of Santa.
It leads to him meeting who will become Santa Claus and like them building it together. But anyways, cool. It is a very interesting, different take on it, and it's like it's good. Like it's I again another one I might add to the yearly, if not bi-yearly, like watch list.
I would also recommend, if we're going to be talking about holiday recommendations for this season, I loved Violent Night last year with David Harbour.
Oh, that was good.
I thought that was a lot of fun. Santa kicking ass. There's also Silent Night this year with Joel Kinnaman. I always feel like I'm mispronouncing his name. But those, I feel like that makes for a nice double header for Christmas. If you're looking for like crazy, and I guess now that we can agree, if you want to throw in another one, you can toss in Die Hard and make it a whole violent Christmas night where it's Silent Night, Violent Nights, and Die Hard.
Someone actually made a little cute Lego ornament where it's like a box, and then you actually have McClane in the
air duct?
exact shirt that you have on right now, Dave. So basically, it's like you're hanging, and he's in your little Lego guy's in the box, and he's crawling in there.
A cool one I saw is someone made like the top of the tree ornament there. It's literally Nakatomi Tower, and at the top there's an explosion, a little John McClane jumping off the side. It's pretty
my favorite Christmas tree topper I've seen so far is basically a see-through predator in the top, holding onto the top of the tree, looking down.
That's
and there was another one where it's like Bill Duke and I forgot the name of the other actor that plays Apollo Creed. But you know what I'm talking about. So like he's like, "What are you looking at?" He's like, "Look up in the tree, man." And it's like the predator, see-through predator as the tree topper looking down at him.
God, that's hilarious.
Wait, are you trying to figure out Carl Weathers? Is that
Carl
what
Weathers?
Yes,
Carl Weathers.
Oh,
That's it.
I thought
I know Bill Duke's name, and I was like,
I thought you were talking about
I can't remember his name, and he's been in so much.
About a different actor, so I was just like,
no, Apollo Creed.
Apollo Creed. Yeah, okay, cool. Sorry, yeah, Carl Weathers. Yeah, folks, we're gonna get to it right now before we end off. Geek News and Rumors. So we have some news. I think I'm going to save this one for last. I'm going to start off, and we already mentioned E3 is permanently canceled, so I'll just do these two first. Star Trek Section 31 movie has started filming in Toronto. It's supposed
what is that?
Apologies. It's supposed to start filming in Toronto in January. Section 31, for those of you who don't know, who may have never watched, is essentially like the CIA of Starfleet. So there's a secrets, Secret Service organization. Yeah. They're like X-Force team for X-Men. Yeah, exactly. Cool. So Michelle Yeoh's character on Star Trek Discovery and goes through the usual timey-wimey stuff, ends up becoming a member of Section 31. She's going to be leading that film. Michelle Yeoh, who has been doing so much. Like they are keeping this woman booked and busy. She also has that Netflix series, The Brother's Son, I think it's called, where it's like she's the head of a triad type gang, and one of her sons is the heir apparent to the org, but then the other son that they were hiding has been at school, like, you know, one of those fancy LA schools, and they were hiding him, but then the enemies start to find out about everything and they're trying to take them down, and they go after that son, and that's when he finds out that, oh, my family is in the triads, they're like a mob. So
holy shit.
Yeah, so that series looks really interesting. But yeah, Michelle Yeoh is going to be starring in this Star Trek Section 31. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to be kind of a direct-to-TV movie, though, which is a little sad because originally I heard this was supposed to be a series. But I'm guessing now that it's a movie because they can't afford her, is what I'm thinking. Because
Probably.
She did all of the Star Trek stuff, Discovery, before she got Everything Everywhere All at Once. And since she did that movie, her quote has probably gone way up for sure.
Sure.
And I'm
sure it won the Oscars.
Yeah. And she's won a whole bunch of awards herself. Like, there's no way they can afford her now to keep her on for a series. And I'm sure she also doesn't want to do a series. She wants to keep herself available. So if they do this movie and they do maybe a sequel and stuff like that, it could be cool. So we'll see what happens with that. But excited to see that Section 31 film. Lego has announced they are making the X-Men X-Jet. What is it called? Blackbird?
The Blackbird. I am so down. It looks so good.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to pull it up on the screen real quick because I do think it looks cool. If anyone is listening to this, once again, always recommend you guys tune in and check us out on YouTube or on Twitch. So this is the image on the Legos page, and it looks really cool. Your minifigs that you get with it are Magneto, Cyclops, Rogue, and Wolverine.
That's my only problem is the Wolverine, because they already did it with the with the here.
Why is he smiling?
Minifigs.
He looks so happy.
I think he's grinding his teeth, but it's hard to
Yeah, it's supposed to see him
happy. His eyes are big and wide. He's not his eyes aren't.
I know. Wait, you still have the beast for me, right?
That is literally your beast.
Oh, perfect. So because I have Storm already, you have Beast. I'm gonna have Wolverine, Rogue, Cyclops. I just need a Jean. And I pretty much have a pretty solid X-Men team. But the thing is, I don't know about you guys. I don't love the look of the Magneto, because the Magneto we're getting, and I get that they went cheaper because the helmet was probably going to cost more with an extra piece.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, because I would have rather the helmet than the cape. Which do you think is more iconic for Magneto? The helmet or the cape?
Helmet, 100%.
That's okay. That's
and also there's plenty of characters that they have that have helmets, that have capes. So like, it's not. If anything, it should have been a different head.
But this costume is a very specific Magneto.
Yes,
no,
that's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I was also going to say,
I think Asteroid M Magneto. No,
yeah, that, or it might even be technically Joseph.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so this set is going to be available on January 1st, 2024. It comes in Canada at $85, which is pretty decent. I have the Javelin from the DC, the Justice League of America, and the Javelin was about $100 when I got it. So this feels, and this looks almost exactly like the Javelin. There's just slightly a few differences around the middle part where the cockpit and the back connect. But the Javelin that I have, I feel like they kind of took the base design of the Javelin and adapted it to make it the X-Jet, the Blackbird.
There we go. I think so. I was just looking quickly for that particular costume. It's Magneto goes on trial for his crimes in Uncanny X-Men 200.
Yeah,
I have art by John Romita Jr.
By Junior.
Yeah. At least that's according to Magneto Comics, Marvel Comics in Wikipedia.
What was the issue you said?
200. Uncanny X-Men 200.
Uncanny X-Men.
Because I remember seeing him with the big M on him before.
Because I have that comic, if I'm not mistaken.
It's the cover.
Yeah. Okay, I do have this one. So yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm gonna switch over to this real quick so people can see. So this is the costume right here with the hair and that outfit. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't saying it's not comic accurate. I'm just saying out of all versions, out of all the versions of him, that is not the most recognizable Magneto. Like, you recognize it because we're nerds. Like,
I remember seeing it somewhere, and
it.
I'm trying to remember, and I was like,
But if I was trying to sell a kid who only saw the movies back in the 2000s a Lego set, or watch the 93,
I think you need the. Well, I would assume this is trying to like ramp up to the new cartoon that's coming out.
Yes, this is 100% for 97. I get it.
Right.
I do understand that's what they're gearing up for.
So maybe that's what he's gonna look like.
Oh, Jaws!
I got a big old M.
Jaws, don't say that. I don't want that to be what he looks like. Please tell me you're. God, I hope you're wrong.
He's not out here fighting humanity now. Now he has his humanity again.
I would rather him in the white outfit when he's pretending to be a peacekeeper than in that outfit. I'm saying it right now. Well, that's and then the last thing we have to say, and this one is unfortunate. Man, I'm really this one kind of hit me. Andre Braugher passed away. The actor who played Captain Raymond Holt on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Homicide: Life on the Streets. He has a series called Thief that was very much under the radar that he starred in that was fantastic. He's been a fantastic actor. He's done so many great things. Juilliard trained, and brought such a wild gravitas to Brooklyn Nine-Nine or any comedic role. Like, anytime that he wanted to be comedic with it, the fact that he played the straight man so well was so good, and it made everything he was in. It elevated all the stuff that he did. So, for him to pass at 61 is very, very sad.
Very young.
Very young. I had a lot of, I remember I sent the message, not to laugh, but you know how it is when you feel weird about something, you start to laugh to yourself. But I sent it to my friend, and my buddy was just like, shit, man, he died at least 20 years too early. And it's just like, yeah, like it's crazy to think he passed at 61, but here we are, in a world without Andre Braugher. And
just like when Lance Reddick passed away, like another older black dude that's been around, really good comedic chops, especially when it's like you has to be the straight man, and it's just tough. It's a
tough loss. So we send our condolences to his family and his loved ones, and to all the Brooklyn Nine-Nine fans. Go binge.
Oh, he froze.
Yeah, I was curious. I'm like, am I frozen or no? He's frozen.
No.
What I think Brian was trying to say was, make sure you see that, and just watch it another time. It's very, like, his Raymond Holt is. I mean, I find everyone on that show stole the show to a certain degree. But it was definitely like, it was one of the things that whenever he showed up on screen, you knew it was going to be a banger. It was going to be a banger comment or a banger lesson, because he was very stoic in that show, even though while at the same time being silly. So
meep more.
Oh, you're muted, Brian. Unfortunately,
you're muted, Brian. You got to unmute yourself. You got to press the button.
I'm gonna try. How do I? Oh, no, I think he's just in trouble. Well, we'll sign off with that note. You will be missed, Mr. Braugher, and you got anything to say?
There we go.
Oh,
there you go.
I was just going to say my power just went out while we were ending the show, so my apologies to everybody.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Okay.
My power literally just went out all of a sudden, like as we were talking, but it was great that I was able to jump on and say peace out to everybody. Yeah, guys, that's the whole show. Is Jaws, anything you want to tell the people?
Check out Transformer Slag and the Toy Marta podcast. In the coming weeks, we're going to be doing our top 5 Transformer list of the year. So check that out soon. The next few weeks. And
then we'll be back with another one soon. I think, guys, what did we say? We're going to do one more next week, and then that's it for the year, right?
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be back next week for the last one of the year. And my apologies for having to jump in like this. This was probably random, but at least I got to sign off. So peace, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.